All right, thanks for staying with us. You are watching AM Live, and let's just finish off. Hesbon, I know you wanted just to respond to this particular issue. Just respond on that, then we'll move on.
Yeah, I think my response is ideally based on what they've said and what Raila said. Raila has votes all over this country, and I think he's the only politician, whose brand political image is known all over this country. It's the reason why in the last 3 successive, elections, the big wigs in the Mount Kenya region came out, clearly to demonize Raila. And it's the same people who come out and say that this time around we are urging our people to vote for Raila Odinga because in the past he's been our main competitor. And now that we don't have a presidential candidate, this is our man. So you see, you cannot wish that away. That in itself, is a deconstruction of a narrative that was forced in the first place by the people who propagated that narrative. And then number 2, political parties don't just wake up and decide we are going to Migori. They don't just wake up and decide we are going to Mount Kenya region. They're driven by data. So they're involved in a lot of opinion polls. They get to understand the sentiments of people on the ground. And therefore, even Raila's journey to the Mount Kenya region is informed by data. And the opinion polls are also indicative of the fact that he's gained a lot of ground.
Okay.
There are serious politicians who are talking about 50-50. Dennis also raised an issue of, politicians are not walking around in the Mount Kenya region with Raila. It's the same thing across the board. I mean, unless you're in the presidential political campaign, you're also struggling for your parliamentary seat, your senatorial seat. We don't see people who are contesting run around with the deputy president. Neither do we see them run around with Raila Odinga. But this is the thing. Do we see heavyweights in the Mount Kenya region stick with Raila? Lee Kinyanjui, Governor Lee Kinyanjui from Meru, Francis Kimemia, and Nderitu Muridhi from Laikipia. We have Nyoro from Kiambu. They've stuck with Raila. We have Peter Ken, who at one point was a heartbeat away from the presidency, albeit on social media.
Okay.
He's stuck with Raila Odinga, and these are folks from Mount Kenya region, and they're not just ordinary people, they're people who wield clout. The fact that they're going down there with Raila Odinga is a big plus.
Okay.
But finally, I've said this and I'll keep saying that Raila doesn't need to be introduced to any electorate in this country. He only needs to pass his message. In the last 3 elections, I don't think Raila has had access to the Mount Kenya region.
Okay.
This election, he has, unlimited access.
All right.
Zainab,
yes.
Just a rejoinder. I think one of the things that we see with Azimio within Mount Kenya is that the dominant party in Mount Kenya was Jubilee. But then we see a mass exit out of Jubilee into UDA. So Jubilee in itself will not be able to prop Azimio. So what did Azimio do? Azimio contracted the services of NAC Kenya. And NAC Kenya in itself has never had any significant representation in Mount Kenya whatsoever. And so you're looking at a movement or a coalition that is quoted to be national, but with no majority or any significant representation, even from a party perspective. But when you look at UDA was born in Mount Kenya. In fact, the credo of the birth of UDA was in Mount Kenya. The wins in Kiambaa and in Juja and many other areas really showed that the credo where UDA was born was in this place. And Mount Kenya's presidential candidate is William Ruto, backed by Rigathi Gachagua and backed by the entire hustlers. Okay. And also one of the things that will be critical to note is that Mount Kenya, when you look at the politics and the intra-democracy of Mount Kenya, you'll be able to see that even in the absence of Uhuru Kenyatta, there are, strong men who would represent that area nationally. In the absence of Raila Odinga, who from Nyanza would be able to succeed him nationally? There's nobody. And that's how you tend to see the democratic nature of a leader, technically.
Okay.
Nyanza in itself will have to struggle for a very long time until it can raise the kind of continuity that is needed nationally, and there sits its danger. When you look at Rift Valley in itself, you have astute men who will be able to succeed William Ruto at the end of the day from the nation of foray. So the truth is, we look at the concept of intra-democracy and see how independent is this area democratically. And therefore, and look at most presidential runs in 2013, in 2017, and in 2018. You definitely had multiple presidential contenders from Mount Kenya. So you're looking at an area that is extremely democratized, that has decided that UDA is our vehicle of choice, and therefore 98%. That's for sure. We will come here and discuss that. 98 for sure. 98% for sure will definitely vote for UDA.
And that will come out on the 10th of August. Hopefully, we'll be able to see. We'll see who's right and who's wrong. Just moving on a little bit ahead is Raila on debate. I cannot share the podium with the Deputy President William Ruto. And of course, Deputy President William Ruto yesterday confirmed that he will attend. That's tomorrow's presidential debate, will be happening in Nairobi. And speaking just hours after his main opponent, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Raila Odinga, with whom he was set to debate in the second tier, pulled out. And of course, there's been a bit of exchange. Odinga said he will not be attending the presidential debate slated for Tuesday. Instead, attend a town hall meeting at Jericho Social Hall in Nairobi East Lands. And there are a number of issues here on why he says that he will not be able to attend that particular debate, saying that there will be, you know, sort of advancing a so-called propagation of lies when we will be there. Philip, I mean, we thought Raila Odinga will be attending the debate, but this has come quite a bit of a sort of shocking.
I think the rules of debate are clear, and the debate will go on, and the Deputy President has confirmed that he's attending, and I think that's what Raila Odinga feared. Raila Odinga is losing this election because if you see the way he has prepared his supporters psychologically, I think he's telling them that I don't have the finishing strength to cross the rubric. So I think one thing that is coming out clearly, that Raila has no agenda. Because if you have an agenda to go and speak during the debate, I think you are going to say that I'm going to attend.
But it is still within his own right to say that I don't want to attend.
He is right not to attend because he does not have any agenda even for the day. And I think what we are seeing right now is Raila Odinga preparing to run. In fact, he may run away from the main election, not only the debate. Because if you see the way he has started talking of servers, I don't know, he wants a manual register.
But these are legitimate concerns that
he has started bringing roadblocks. And
a main political player is raising, right?
You know, Raila Odinga has been known to do the opposite. When swearing in is going on at Uhuru Park, he is swearing himself at... when swearing in is going on at Kasarani, he is swearing himself at Uhuru Park. When the debate is going on in Catholic University, he has a debate also in is it Kamukunji or where?
No, he said he will be attending a social hall gathering, of course.
The whole country will be glued on TV on Tuesday, tomorrow.
Don't you believe that perhaps his supporters will also be viewing what is happening on the other end?
Aspirants, starting with Wajakoya and Moure at 5, and then in the evening William Ruto will appear. And but I think also maybe Hesbon will tell us, it could be psychological. Maybe Raila is preparing a Mwakenya somewhere so that he will surprise us like Sakaja. You remember Sakaja? They had said he's not turning up, but he appeared at the last minute. So maybe they also have some tactics.
Well, Wajakoya says he's also boycotted the debate, but of course the debate will continue.